Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to show you how to add a tile set and a tile map to your game really quickly. This is something that can help a lot with 2D games as you're building them so that you're able to create the scenes. Of course, I could go in and like if I wanted, I could go in here and do this for every single place I wanted a tile, but that takes a lot of time. And you can also see that if I do this and I add a bunch of tiles like this, it's going to create all of these new separate objects, which does affect the memory. So what Unity allows you to do is create what's called a tile map with these sets. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit plus and you're going to go to 2D object and you're going to see this option for tile map and you're going to select rectangular. What this will do is it will create a grid on your screen as well as a map that you can use to create this grid. And you can see I've kind of started it on this scene so far. Now the next thing is you're going to need you want a folder to keep track of all of your tiles. So if you go into, I'm in the starter assets folder. If you go to the art, I'm going to use the Ruby folder because that's the character that I'm using for this game. And then I have my tiles that are right here. Okay, I've made a folder again, right click, create folder, and then you've got your tiles that are right here. Once you've made that, then you're going to create what's called a rule tile, which is going to guide like how you make all of the tiles and all of the different sets. So if you right click, again, you'll go to create, you're going to see 2D, and then if you go to tiles, you'll see this option that says rule tile. And then what will happen is it'll make an object like this, like I called this one first tile, I called this one second tile. And when you create it, it's going to give you this sort of default setting. So what you'll have to do is pick a tile from the list. If you have one that you're using from Unity itself, that comes with a project, you can just find it. If you've made one, then you have to make sure that you import it so that you can pick it. And then what will happen is once you've picked the tile, you'll see a diagram that looks like this or like this. Now, the last part to actually start like painting, so to speak, is if you right click, you're going to go to create, um, and we're going to make a game palette. All right. So if you go to window, you'll see this option that says 2D, and then you'll see tile palette. I'm going to make a new one just to illustrate this for you so you can see that I have this one here. But if I hit create new tile palette, I'm going to call it second tile just as an example. And then I'm going to hit create. It's going to ask where do you want to save this tile palette. And then I'm going to save it in tiles. I'm going to hit select. All right, now the next part of this is when you click the brush, it's going to say like, what do you want to paint? So the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is I'm going to take this tab here and I'm going to drag it up here. And now what I can do is since I have this rule tile, I can take it, I can drag it, and you can see that it's right here. Now I could create a few different scenes with this. Like if I wanted to paint like this, I could. Now if I click this brush right here, and then I go here, you can see like now I can paint just by using this grid. And this can again save a lot of time. You would still want to have kind of an idea of what you were picking. But now if I wanted to switch between the tile maps, like I have this one and I can go here and I can also switch between them if I need to. So you can see like I have this one, I can click it. I should be able to, and you can see it switched it now. So this is a good way to quickly do some designs, and it does take a little bit of practice, but if you're making a 2D game and the tiles are going to be mostly like for scenery and things like that, then it's a good way to save a bit of time. So I hope that this helped you kind of create your scene. In 2D games, it does save a lot of time. And you can also see, like at the beginning, when I added the tiles one by one, it makes all these separate game objects where it treats this just as one game object, which can help with memory and speed and everything else. All right, so I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you for the next video.